What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we're here for AEW on TNT review for November 13th, 2019, with what I would believe would be one of the biggest nights in AEW's short history, as this is their first aftermath show from a pay-per-view, as Full Gear was this past Saturday. We had a major debut that we have been teased about a couple times, a shocking return from an injured superstar. We had MJF and Chris Jericho in the middle of the ring, giving you promo gold. And the main event for the World Tag Team titles with Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho versus SCU. Jon Moxley in the first match of the night, and then him laying out a challenge for everybody in the back. And later on in the night, we find out who actually accepted that challenge. This was an awesome fucking night. So much happened, so much went on. Let's go over it. This was AEW's first post-pay-per-view show. I don't even call their debut episode a post-pay-per-view show because it was a month, 2 months after after All Out. So this was the first time that they went from pay-per-view to a TV show within a week. So tonight's lineup saw the Dark Order versus Jurassic Express, Margot Stunt, and Jungle Boy. Nyla Rose in action, Hangman Page and Pac in a rubber match, and of course that tag team championship match between Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho versus the SCU. They did give us an update on the health of Kenny Omega. They did show us a video of him seeing the doctor. He had this big, huge black, his entire eye, his entire right eye was just black. Now that could have just been done for, they just had someone do makeup on, which I don't buy, because quite honestly, that 450 onto the wooden planks by far was the most brutal spot in that entire match. And that's talking on the barbed wire, the sugar glass, the mouse traps, the table, everything. That 450 that Kenny Omega missed was the absolute most brutal spot of that entire match. He's scratched up, you see cuts all over his back, the black eye. Omega asks about Moxley's help. Doctor says Moxley was banged up, but he was cleared. We see Riho and Michael Nakazawa in the room when he was getting checked on by the doctor. Omega isn't cleared for this week. He was not on the show whatsoever. So I fully expect him to be a part of the show, not next week, but the week after that. Jon Moxley heads to the ring through the crowd with Michael Nakazawa waiting in the wings. He's waiting to take on Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley. He's fighting for Kenny Omega and trying to get a little bit of revenge on Jon Moxley for hurting Kenny Omega because, yes, Michael Nakazawa and Kenny Omega might have some differences, but they explained that they had training partners or something, so that's why he went to go out there. He takes the bottle of baby oil that he usually uses and just tosses it aside and goes after Jon Moxley. Hits a couple licks in, Jon Moxley hits a lariat, a couple more in the corner. Moxley yells at his opponent, then eats a couple kicks. Nakazawa charges and eats the Death Rider for the 1-2-3. Jon Moxley gets an easy win on Michael Nakazawa, which is expected because Michael Nakazawa is not a guy who's going to be getting many quality wins. Is going to be someone you expect to go 15, 20 minutes in a Mac Classic. He's there to get a little bit of comic relief from, and that's about it. Moxley grabs the mic, looks back at him and says, "That match counts, right?" He's just like, "That match counts, right?" He's a lot of things, but he's not a liar. I did what I said I was going to do to Omega, and Omega will never be the same again. Omega may be a radical son of a bitch, and differences aside, I do respect you. I don't think anyone else in that locker room has the stones to step up into the ring to face me. It won't matter because I'm going to run through the roster until I'm the last man standing. If there is anyone who wants to test themselves, they should let me know. Whoever wants to set up, they better kiss their families goodbye, get an ambulance ready, and that is that. He heads to the back, to the crowd. Now, when this was done, there were only two people that I could, because they already went through Joey Janela, so I think he was out. Two people on the AEW roster that I could see being caught, being opponents of Jon Moxley in this pathway first. Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin. Take your pick. That I can see either one of those. Then we head over to Dark Order, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson versus Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. As we know at this time, Luchasaurus has come out and said a couple weeks ago that he won't be back for at least a couple more months. Was he bullshitting us all? Was that a true statement? We'll have to find out here in a second. But Jungle Boy is good. Jungle Boy has major potential to be a superstar in the future. Him and when Luchasaurus comes back are going to go and be. It's going to be fucking awesome to see these guys go out there and win those tag team titles, because you know it's coming. Jurassic Express of Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus should be your tag team champions within the next 2 months or so. SCU got him. I think the only reason SCU got him was because they already had it pre-dated that they were going to have the Lucha Bros and SCU feud because of the Christopher Daniels thing. But when this is all said and done, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy should be your next, or not if you're next, the ones after that. Whoever beats SCU, if it's not the Jurassic Express, whoever beats SCU needs to drop him to the Jurassic Express, and those guys should be tag team champions within the next few months. I just still can't. I just cannot deal with this entire. I don't like the Dark Order. The Dark Order I can't get into them. I don't know what they did as the Smash Brothers. I don't know what they did as anything else. But they're just not. They're supposed to be a dark and brooding and scary group. And honestly, yes, they beat up on Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt. And Marco Stunt takes another pinfall, but he's Marco Stunt. But nobody's going to believably lay down for Marco Stunt and take a pinfall by Marco Stunt. Not much else I'm going to say about the match. Uno lifts up Stunt. They hit the fatality. 1, 2, 3. The match is not going to be the talking point about this entire thing. You could watch this show, see this match, and just forget all about it after what happened after this match. After the match, Uno gets on the mic and speaks as he's sitting on his throne to Marco Stunt. And he's like, Marco Stunt, boo me all you want, but Marco Stunt, this guy who is of his stature, ridiculed all of his life, just went in and came into this match tonight and showed potential. But you could be better. You could be a winner. You could be a winner if you side with us. We could give you purpose. All you need to do is join the Dark Order. He had a Minions mask that he was going to give Marco Stunt. He reaches out, but Jungle Boy gets in between them, showing off the Babysaurus mask. Uno says he respects that and says, I respect that, and says, Grayson, take him out. So Grayson and the Minions go after and beat the hell out of these two. Uno tries to put the mask onto Jungle Boy, who's fighting it, and out comes Luchasaurus. When he told us all he won't be back till about the end of December and maybe early January, it was a troll. He was working everybody. Luchasaurus has returned. Great fucking pop. This was an absolute awesome moment to see. Luchasaurus is as over as ever. Couple roundhouse kicks. He beats the hell out of all of the minions. He takes out. There were 3 minions standing up. He does a roundhouse kick, kicking all 3 down, throwing them outside. He chokeslams Grayson, hits a standing moonsault, and celebrates with his team. Uno bailed out of the ring and escaped harm. So Luchasaurus is back. Awesome moment in AEW. So I'm not saying they're going to be the next tag team champions, but again, whoever beats SCU, because honestly, SCU losing, it should be. I'm more of a fan of the heel babyface thing, where the heel a babyface team drops them to a heel team, and then another heel babyface team comes in and wins. I could be wrong about that, but hey, that's just me. So whoever gets a chance to SCU or whoever loses the SCU, if it's not whoever SCU loses to, if it's not Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy the Jurassic Express, the Jurassic Express gotta win these championships ASAP because they would be a fantastic babyface tag team for the division. And Luchasaurus, again, over as ever. Then we move to a triple threat match, Shawn Spears versus the Librarian Peter Avalon versus Darby Allin. Loud, let's go Darby chants from the start. Darby Allin, of course, wants to go one-on-one with Shawn Spears. He doesn't even look at Peter Avalon. He's just talking shit to Shawn Spears because if you remember at Fight for the Fallen, it was a 6-man tag match of Joey Janela, Darby Allin, and Jimmy Havoc versus MJF. I think it was Sammy Guevara and Shawn Spears. And Shawn Spears actually beat Darby Allin, so Darby Allin still has a little beef with Shawn Spears. So they're having a match going back and forth. Spears is getting some momentum, and all of a sudden, Joey Janela, who's not supposed to be here, because he wasn't cleared either, runs down to the ring and starts fighting with Shawn Spears. This is a triple threat match, so there is no disqualification. Joey Janela screams into the camera, he takes him over, and those two start brawling to the back. So it's down to Peter Avalon and Darby Allin. You know who's going to win the match after that. Avalon charges in, eats a back elbow, while on the apron, Darby Allin avoids Leo Bates, who tried to clothesline his legs out from underneath of him. He gets him back in the ring, does the overhead stunner, coffin drop, which Darby Allin, my man Darby Allin, I know you don't have a pain tolerance, you have a high pain tolerance or whatever. You have got to be careful with that fucking coffin drop, dude. Because he landed on his neck onto Peter Avalon's ribs and area. He needed to get a little bit more trajectory past Peter Avalon, so he lands back first on the Avalon, or pull Avalon a little bit further, closer to where he was jumping from. Because honestly, Darby Allin's going to end up really hurting his neck if he keeps doing a coffin drop like that. And hitting, and just he can mess his neck up really badly. Again, after the match, he gets the mic. We don't hear Darby Allin talk that much. All he said is, John Moxley, I accept. Drops the mic, and we have a huge Darby chant. So the crowd is fully behind Darby Allin. That is set up for next week. That is going to be, I think, a fantastic match. If you wanted a lights-out match, this would have been a lights-out match to have Darby Allin and John Moxley, because those two would go and kill each other. Then we have Nyla Rose versus Danny Jordan. This was a massive squash match. I just don't care. It's Nyla Rose beating up on another jobber. We see Jake Hager attacking Dustin Rhodes a couple of weeks ago. Rhodes still has about 3 to 4 weeks before he can return to the ring. He will be on commentary for AEW Dark next Tuesday. I don't read the spoilers. All I know is I saw that he is going to be on commentary for at least a match or every match. So that's going to be great. Great way to have Dustin Rhodes do something when he's not wrestling in the ring, which he doesn't always have to do. So next week they're going to be doing a Dynamite Dozen Battle Royale. 12 men in the ring, and I don't know what the hell this is going to be about, but there's 12 men in the ring. Once 10 are eliminated, the final 2 are going to be going for a ring, a diamond ring. I don't know why they're doing this. I think this is just them trying to filter in some gimmick matches. Why this is a thing is beyond me, but we'll have to find out next week. Then Tony Schiavone is with Allie. So she feels like she's been doing well on AEW Dark. No, she hasn't. And wants to show what she can do here on Wednesday nights. While she's talking, you can see that the two Titantron, the two video screens behind her, is getting that weird video package that they use for Brandy Rhodes and Nyla and Awesome Kong. You see the candle lights up and all that stuff and everything. Lights go out. Lights come back on. Awesome Kong and Brandy Rhodes are on the stage. The two make their way down towards Allie, who just swings away at Kong. Kong with a chop and spinning back fist to Allie. Launches Allie onto the metal ramp. Brandy then brings out the knife. They cut a long piece of Allie's hair, and Kong lifts it like she's a crazy woman. and adds it to her collection. Where this is going, why they're doing this, I don't fucking know. I don't know where this is going, what the purpose of this is. Is it supposed to get Awesome Kong over? Kong doesn't need to be built up as anything than the killer that she is and has been for years. I guess this is just another one of those wait and see what happens. Then we had the best part of the fucking night. The Le Champion makes his way to the ring. No, he's not going for the tag team titles just yet. That is your main event for the night. This was, from start to finish, just absolute television gold. Sign me up. Continue to put this out there. Let's see here. He enters the ring and says, I'm going to be a double champion tonight by the end of the night and further prove why I am the best champion of all time. I still want my thank you from the AEW rosters, the back office, the front office, the north office, the south office, the west office, the east office. Says he's been everyone that AEW has put in front of him, even from Hangman Page to Dustin Rhodes to Kenny Omega to Cody. Jericho says Cody isn't as good. He isn't as good as he thinks he is, and is an entitled millennial son of a bitch. Suddenly, the lights go down. The chandelier is down. The chandelier comes up. We think, oh, Cody's going to come out to say something, but instead of Cody, it's MJF. He comes to the ring. You got asshole chants from the fans. Plenty of boos for MJF. To anybody who thinks that the MJF heel turn was too soon, you're a fucking idiot, and tonight proved you why it was just fucking right. MJF says, if you all mad at me for throwing in the towel? Is that why you're mad at me? Seriously? If I wouldn't have thrown the towel in, your world's favorite wrestler career would be over. I'm not the villain. The real villain is the person that you've been cheering for this entire time. The real villain is Cody, who couldn't give any wrestler a shit about any one of you. The real Cody only cares about himself, and he continues, the real Cody is a user, an abuser. Just saw a young bushy-eyed, I said bushy-eyed something, and wanted to make him one of his puppets, and he never gave a damn about him. Cody didn't want to put him under his wing; it was under his thumb. I am the new face of AEW because Cody Rhodes knows I am better than you, and you know it. MJF then talks to Jericho and says if he had a Mount Rushmore, Jericho would be like third or fourth. He heard from a little birdie that Jericho wanted him in the circle. Jericho says, well, I heard from a little birdie myself that you wanted to join in the circle. MJF isn't sure he wants to join in the circle, and doesn't think he needs the group. Jericho says MJF almost seems like MJF wanted to be a little bit of Jericho. We both have three nicknames, both like scars. They go back and forth about joining the group. We get a Juventud Guerrero reference because Jericho says you're a little bit like me, so maybe your mom and dad get a little horny when I was beaten up on Juventud Guerrero on WCW Saturday Night back in the 90s. Just big huge pop right there. They both start saying they know who the biggest jackass in the AEW is. They keep going back and forth with that. And they both say, Cody Rhodes. They laugh about it. They hug. Cody comes out, scar over the side of his face and all. Cody is being held back a little, being told by a couple stagehands that don't go. Cody, you're not cleared. Don't even think about it. Then he goes and he runs to the ring, starts attacking both of them. Gets gets his hands on Jericho, takes him out, starts beating up on MJF, when all of a sudden, Wardlow, yes, that's right, the guy we saw a video package for at All Out, and a video package for like 2-3 weeks ago, comes out, takes out Cody, beats him up some more, chokes Cody over the edge of the ring with his tie. Referees and others finally come out to help Rhodes out. So MJF, I don't know if he's officially in the inner circle, but he has a new bodyguard in Wardlow. So there you go. Wardlow has made his AEW debut. This was by far the best thing you would have seen all night on either show. Don't fight. Like, fight me, whatever you want to say. Don't at me. That's exactly what we saw there. The other match of AEW, Hangman Adam Page versus Pac. These two in the ring together are fucking great. Pac was in the ring because we did see during the commercial break after the beatdown of Cody, they showed Pac making his way to the ring. Page is in his way to come back to the ring. Back from break, action is off to a quick start. Pac ends up getting the best of Page, looks for the black arrow, but ends up landing on his feet. Page sends Pac to the floor. Suicide dive by Page brings Pac back into the ring. Powerbomb on Pac, cover for it too. Pac ends up on the top rope. Page follows, but he gets knocked off. Pac with a shotgun dropkick. Pac goes back to the top again. Missile dropkick to Page's back. Pin 2 count. Page then drops Pac down on the apron and hits a big moonsault off the top turnbuckle down to the floor. Back in the ring, the two wrestlers go back and forth. Page with a super kick that sends Pac out of the floor. Crowd with a "This is awesome" chant. Page with a brainbuster on the floor, as it looked like Pac was going to go for a brainbuster on the chair again, but instead Page got him with the brainbuster. Throws Pac back in the ring, hits the buckshot lariat, but he only gets a 2 count. Pac then kicks Page in the face, knocking him out. Literally, he was out. Like, this match could have stopped by referee stoppage because I don't know if he kicked him in the face or he kicked something, but Pac hit Page. He was just over, dead as a heat. And the referee's backing him off. Pac keeps going over there and just starts kicking the shit out of the back of Page's head. Ref keeps trying to stop him. He keeps going back. Then he goes up, hits the black arrow straight into the brutalizer. Referee calls him out. By referee stoppage, Pac has won the series. And that should be the last time these two face each other for a very, very long while. And then we're supposed to be getting ready for a main event. And we go to the back. Santana Ortiz and Matt and Nick Jackson are beating the hell out of each other. They're brawling. Matt picks up Ortiz and just carries him over and puts him through a table. Santana climbs on top of a forklift, hits a crossbody on the Young Bucks and a bunch of security guards. Nick and Santana keep brawling through, though Santana throws Nick into a bathroom door that swings open, and there's Orange Cassidy, hands in his pocket, just sitting there, being all chill. Crowd pops huge for Orange Cassidy. Santana has no idea what the fuck's going on, so he slowly goes to the door and is like, I'm gonna just close this. I don't know what's going on, I'm just gonna close this and go back to what I was doing. We go to commercial break. They're beating the hell out of each other during commercial break. They brawl their way to the ringside before enough security and referees come to separate them. Bucks super kick most of the security around them. Go after Santana and Ortiz, but end up taking some shots from a slapjack. Fucking Excalibur couldn't say slapjack, he kept saying blackjack. It's a fucking slapjack. I'm the fuck on, Excalibur. And Excalibur, enough of this lingo that you try to put for these fucking moves. If it's a moonsault, call it a moonsault. If it's a suicide dive, just call it a fucking suicide dive. It's enough of this fucking, special lingo that you would do probably in Mexico. This is the United States. Keep it with that. But anyway, take down Matt for a bit. So they go over and they got Nick, and they go and start swinging away on his leg. Then they focus on Matt. They spray a white circle where they took Ricky Morton and put him through the stage a couple weeks ago, and they powerbomb Matt right through there. Brandon Cutler comes out to try to stop them from doing the same thing to Nick on the other side, and they go, you know what? We've had enough. We're done. And then Ortiz is like, hey, Brandon, we lied! And he starts beating the hell out of those two. They come over, they swing away. Private Party now comes out, shoves them away. Security has to separate the two teams. Matt and Nick are held to the back. And next week it has been decided that Private Party and Santana and Ortiz, Pride and Powerful, will be in a tag team match together. There's a lot more to this tag team match to those who from the New York area than just Private Party versus Pride and Powerful. I didn't cover it. I didn't say anything on Saturday. I didn't know the guy. I didn't watch House of Glory. But Matt Travis, who was a big name in the New York area, was hit and killed on Saturday, right before, like a couple hours before Full Gear. And the Santana and Ortiz and the Private Party are all four guys who came from the House of Glory household, House of Glory school. They were trained there. They came from there. Santana and Ortiz, I know, went to Impact Wrestling and became LAX for about 2 years. But these four guys are going to go out there, and that match is going to mean a lot more to those four guys than just having a match for AEW. That is going to be the biggest. That's going to be just, and you saw JD from New York, you saw other people saying thank you AEW for this match. Again, the only thing I've ever seen from Matt Travis is the cutting corners that they did with him and JD. They played it, JD and Solid Monster played a clip from that on their videos on Saturday for a tribute to him. You never want to see anybody lose their life because of someone's carelessness. As I've heard that it was a hit and run, where he got hit by, I think, a dump truck, and the dump truck just kept running, which that's absolutely that's not cool. And the fact that this is happening next week, that is fucking awesome. The Young Bucks have a deep root history in House of Glory as well. So for them to give us Private Party versus Santana and Ortiz next week, for anybody who is a fan of House of Glory, to anybody who knew Matt Travis, or anybody in the House of Glory family, that match is going to be special for those. If you don't know of them and you don't care, that doesn't matter. That's going to mean more to them than just a normal match on AEW next week. I didn't know Matt Travis. I didn't see anything from Matt Travis. I'm sure I can find something on YouTube about him for matches and stuff. But that is just great that the Young Bucks in AEW is doing that next week. They didn't have to. There was no reason to book this match. No reason at all. There was no reason to just have Private Party show up. The fact that you're giving us that match next week, which, in my opinion, is going to be an awesome match, because I'm pretty sure Santana Ortiz and Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy have put on matches in House of Glory against each other multiple times. I could be wrong, but the fact that they're going to do that next week, it's going to mean a hell of a lot more than just, hey, this is a match for AEW. So kudos to AEW. That is awesome. Can't wait to see the match next week, and I know a lot of people in the New York area are going to be watching that match more than they probably watch anything else for AEW. So again, that is awesome. And again, of course, Jon Moxley and Darby Allin next week is going to be, I think, awesome. I think that they should do some kind of no disqualification or something, because that match would be hectic. But you can't make every match a lights out match. You can make it a Falls Count Anywhere match. Why the hell not? It doesn't have to be too bad. I don't know, but Jon Moxley and Darby Allin should be great. And then we go to our main event of Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho versus SCU for the World Tag Team Championships. Now, towards the end of this match, because there was only about 11 minutes left when they had their entrances, the introductions happened, and the match got started. Excalibur decided to belt out. This has a 60-minute time limit. If we go past TV time, we will continue this match on youtube.com/AEW. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. You have had multiple matches in AEW, multiple TV main events where you say TV time remaining. This, of course, yes, is the first championship match that has main evented the show. Oh, I'm sorry, the second one, because they did have the finals of the tag team title tournament, if I'm correct, were in the main event. But this is the first time a champion was defending in the main event, I should say. I'm sorry, no, there was no, this is the second one, because yes, Chris Jericho defended his title in the main event. But that one was TV time remaining too, if I'm correct. And another one thing is that a couple weeks ago you had Jon Moxley and Pac go to a 15 or 13 minute time limit draw because TV time ended. Why are you just now deciding that if we go to a TV time limit, then we will continue this on YouTube? That should have been something that was established immediately. If this match goes past TV time, go to youtube.com/AEW and go from there. So, was this a good match? Yes, it was an excellent match. I wish they would have had a little bit more time. I mean, we could have cut out the Nyla Rose match, which was what it was. We could have cut out the Darby Allin match, but we got that set up for next week. But this was a good match. Basically, it came down to this. We all thought, well, Jericho's like, there's no way you're going to take the titles off of SCU already. You just gave him the titles 2 weeks ago or so, and they just had their first title defense on Sunday. You're not going to take the titles off them already. So, how are you going to get out of this without having Jericho lose? We all figured Sammy Guevara was in this match to take the pinfall. Boy, were we absolutely wrong. God almighty, I didn't expect the ending of this match. Commentary noted that this is the first time Chris Jericho and Kazarian have ever met in the ring as the two start things off. Back and forth attacks from both wrestlers. Sky and Guevara tag in. Sky plants Guevara. Because it was funny because Kazarian had the better of Chris Jericho at the beginning of this match. And Chris Jericho tags out to Guevara. And Guevara says, "Don't worry, Chris, I got this. I got this." Turns right around into a couple arm drags by Kazarian. Kazarian gets involved but eats some chops. Guevara hits a kick to the face. German suplex and Jericho comes in but doesn't get feel much better. Guevara hits a Spanish fly out of nowhere. I never thought I'd say that in 2019. A Spanish fly out of nowhere. It was just quick, fast, and done. Looked beautiful. Goes for a shooting star press off the top rope but misses. He could have tagged out, but stayed in the match and gets beat up some more by Sky. Hanging neck breaker, cover 2. Rising knee strike, kick to the face, slingshot cover, cover 2. Sky then locks in the Dragon Sleeper in a camel clutch type position. But Jericho comes in and just slots the taste out of Sky's mouth immediately. God, that sounded horrible. Kazarian hits a leg guillotine on Jericho, which looked like it was mistimed. He might have got the crown of Jericho's head. Jericho was supposed to come out a little bit further, but Kazarian went a little too fast and barely got Jericho. Referee gets distracted and Hager pulls down Kazarian out of the ring and hits him with a lariat. Christopher Daniels says, "I've seen enough of this," and hits a suicide dive. But the spot was supposed to see Hager catch him and throw him into the barricade, but what happened was he caught him, but he fell backwards, picked him up anyway, and threw him into the barricade. Back in the ring, Sky avoids a 3 count, hits a double stomp to Jericho's back, TKO cover 2. Jericho tries for a drop kick, nobody home. Sky heads to the second rope, elbow drops miss. Jericho tries for the lion salt, knees up. Sky goes for the slingshot cutter, but Jericho shoves him away. Sky leaps from the top rope, eats a code breaker. It looks like it. 1, 2, kick out, inside cradle. 1, 2, 3. Scorpio Sky has pinned the World Heavyweight Champion. SCU retains the championships. Post-match, this is right at 10 o'clock. This show was going off the air. Jericho is not happy. Not happy one bit. He's got the biggest shock look on his face. Like, I just got pinned? The champion just got pinned? What? Sammy Guevara tries to come in and console him, trying like, we got this, it's okay. But he, goes out, grabs a couple chairs, throws them around, grabs a barrier, takes another chair, just starts beating the hell out of it, beating the hell out of the ring post. Jericho is incensed that he just got pinned by Scorpio Sky. What does this mean for AEW? First off, Jericho is still undefeated in singles competition. I believe he's about 5-0 in singles competition. He's 7-1 overall. 2. Well, I'm hoping AEW doesn't go, well, he beat the champion, so he gets a title match. But I could see Jericho next week going and challenging Scorpio Sky for a one-on-one match. Not next week, but the week after. Not with the title on the line, but just a one-on-one match. And then Jericho, whatever happens. But next week is going to be awesome. We have Moxley versus Allen. Private Party versus Pride and Powerful. Again, that's going to be very emotional for a lot of people in the New York area who knew who Matt Travis was and the connection he had with those 4 guys. Again, that's awesome. I don't know what's up with this Battle Royal, this Battle Royal they're going to do that's going to end up with someone winning a diamond ring. What the hell is that? Why is that happening? I guess we're just going to have to find out next week. Again, awesome show. Great way to go from your pay-per-view to the next show. MJF is a goddamn fucking heel that is going to be loved and hate. You're going to love to hate MJF for the foreseeable future. That guy is too good to ever be babyface. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yes, he could probably be a good babyface. He's actually showed glimpses of it, helping Cody Rhodes out and wanting to, give Cody Rhodes his trust. All those times that we saw leading up to the pay-per-view, him siding with Cody. There were many times he had a babyface glimpses there. But MJF, Chris Jericho, awesome. Wardlow is here in AEW. I thought we would never see this dude. It was funny because Excalibur was like, we've been teased about this for months. And I'm like, no, we were teased about this twice. For months would have been we would have seen videos on YouTube or Being the Elite or Road to TNT. We would have seen video packages for Wardlow. We saw nothing until like week 2 or 3 of TV. And then that was it. And then he was nowhere to be found. And then finally, he has showed up. He has sided with MJF. I don't think MJF is in the inner circle. I think that was just a red herring. So we now know who is going to be, what Cody's focus is going to be. He looked absolutely, I'm just going to admit it, that entire scar thing above his head looked gnarly as hell. Kenny Omega, of course, not cleared. But we have a lot to look forward to next week on AEW's TV show. It's going to be so great to see what happens next. They're going to hopefully they just keep going and going and going. They don't have any hiccups. I mean, yes, Nyla Rose beating up on a jobber, it is what it is. It's just the way to get Nyla Rose out there. Kong and Brandy Rhodes, I still don't know where this is leading to, what the hell they're doing. But that's the only time will tell. Again, next Wednesday should be interesting to see what Jericho is going to do because he just suffered his first defeat ever in AEW. Before this show started, he was 7-0 overall. He had no losses in tag teams, no trios matches, no singles losses. Now that that one blemish is on his record, what's he going to do? What is that going to do for Chris Jericho, who at the end of the night looked like a pissed off motherfucker, and I think he's going to do something. He might cost SCU the tag team titles just to get Scorpio Sky because, like Christopher Daniels and SCU said that no, there's not going to be a freebird rule. SCU are you Scorpio Sky and Kazarian are your tag team champions. Their names are on the belts. I'll get my own title eventually. But again, excellent episode of AEW. I'll be watching NXT tomorrow, giving you guys my thoughts on that as we build towards War Games and I guess SummerSlam, but Survivor Series, which is honestly going to be difficult for them because you should be focusing on War Games and not a Survivor Series. But this is your AEW on TNT review for November 13th, 2019. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video, find me on Twitter at The France Club, find me on twitch.tv/The France Club, find me you can go check out my gaming YouTube channel, The France Plays, where in a couple days I'll be uploading the Red War campaign of Destiny 2 with my Warlock, because I forgot to start hitting record for my Titan, so my Titan will not be, I did not have that video footage for YouTube, so I'm going to have to play through it again, which is fine. But until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT, Friday for SmackDown, and Wednesday and Sunday for Unscripted. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.